And what happened to your husband, if you don't mind talking about it?
I don't really know what caused it. I know he was New York City fireman, and they looked down upon people that walked around with a mask. We didn't know that much about cancer, so the precautions weren't taken.
What year was this?
This was in '79.
So John
And
was
you
just
were,
a child.
yes, and you were a bigger man if you didn't need a mask, if you were the first person in. We didn't understand about these hazardous chemicals and how they enter a person's body and where they settle. We didn't know.
And you think that's how he got cancer, was from the toxic fumes of being a firefighter? Or?
Oh yes, his parents lived to be in their late 80s. My relatives died at an early age.
What are some of the things with your children that you're most proud of?
That they love each other, that they're good to each other, and also that they're good to the people that they meet. That to me shows you that even though we didn't have the money to give them everything, we must have instilled a tremendous wealth in them that they could love and do for other people.
Can you tell me each child and what they do in life? Just a really brief, starting from the oldest.
Tom is the oldest. He was always a person good with paper. He had hoped to go to law school, and while we were in Chicago making arrangements for him to enter law school, we had called up home, and his father told him he wrote 100 in the police exam. And he said, "Oh, shucks, I want to be a lawyer." And
so what did you wind up doing?
He's a policeman, and he's doing very well. And he is a captain of the detective division in Queens. Jimmy was the second boy, and he wanted to be a fireman, but he took the police test because it was the first one available. He became a policeman, and when his number was due from the fire exam, he transferred over. He's very happy, has a little girl, lives here in Wisconsin. The first girl is Teresa.
Named after you?
My husband liked the name. And she is a nurse practitioner and doing very, very nicely. And she has a wonderful husband named Tom. And my next one is Kathy. And she, too, is a nurse practitioner. And she married a man that is a paramedic, and he's also in the police department. And they now have a little boy named Billy, and he's lively as God could make them. And my next one would be Billy. That was my Billy. And he is a New York City fireman. And he's been promoted to lieutenant, so now he too wears a white hat. And he's married to a girl named Tina and just has a new baby who they named Grace. And then we have John.
Wait, there's a fifth one.
We already did 5. We had Tom the policeman. We had Jim the fireman. We had Teresa the nurse practitioner. We had Kathy the nurse practitioner.
Oh, Kathy.
Yes,
okay.
And after her we had Billy, who was the fireman. And then we have John the baby.
And what does John do?
John decided he wasn't going to be a policeman or fireman. He had other talents. And his talents were a tremendous amount of inner creativity. And he went to filming, editing, and he's quite happy. It's a very difficult field to get into, but he's firm on his conviction that he will make it, and I know he will.